Hello, ladies. My first MegaWomen event is happening here in Dallas, Texas, and the details will follow very shortly on all my social media platforms. So what will you expect when you come here to Dallas? You will have free health screenings. You will learn about branding. Somebody is going to pitch their idea and win a prize. But most importantly, one of the things I am passionate about is seeing our young ladies go to the collegiate level. And we're going to have the opportunity to give somebody scholarship in this meeting. So I hope that you will make plans. You will bring your girlfriends. You will share. But you will follow me on social media for all the updates for the first MegaWomen event here in Dallas. I look forward to seeing you ladies. Why? Because we are a hidden economy. A mother's journey is something we can all relate to. And as you know, I like to give you a scripture that describes my guest to you. Isaiah 62 verse 3, "You'll be a stunning crown in the palm of God's hand, a jeweled gold cup held in the hand of your God." It's with great pleasure I get to introduce my guest, Jackie Hardy. We met and then we connected, and now she's here with me.
Yes.
Welcome, Jackie.
Thank you so much, Dr. Marina. Glad to be here.
You know, you talk about a mother's journey, and that's something we can all relate to. So what was your journey?
Well, my journey began, I can't believe, almost 20 years. I tear because my son will be turning 20 in April. I cannot believe
Oh my gosh.
that I'm going to be a mother of a 20-year-old. But yeah, that's when motherhood journey began for me. And it has been quite a ride.
Yes,
but
still more to come.
That's right. Yes, I hear that.
Yes,
that
still more to come. That's mature mom, still more to come.
That's right. You still mother even when they're adults.
Oh my gosh, you never stop.
That's right.
But what was the hard part? Because, you know, we don't read enough books.
Yes.
We listen to all the horror stories before we have babies, right? So suddenly all the horror stories come out while we're expecting.
Yes.
So what was your journey like?
Yeah, you know, my journey, it started out, I was really kind of lonely, I would say. I lived really far from my support system.
Yeah.
When I got married, we moved to Atlanta, Georgia. So our children were born in Georgia.
So where are you originally from?
I'm originally from Oklahoma. Proud of it.
Yeah.
I'm an Oklahomian. Well,
I
don't know about
as an honorary Texan, we forgive you.
You know, I do love Texas, but when it comes to football, I bleed baby crimson and white. That is,
we will disagree to agree right now.
I understand.
But yeah, so you're far from your support system.
Right, I was far from my support system, so definitely felt very lonely. Would be one of the biggest things that kind of started my journey into motherhood. The other thing is I really didn't feel like I was a good enough mom. I really struggled with just feeling like I was enough. Certainly, you know, I had my share of challenges in my own flesh, right? That gets in the way.
The hormones don't switch off even after you've had the baby, right?
It does not.
And then as a young mom, I don't know, were you second guessing yourself all the time?
Absolutely, totally.
What was that like?
Myself. Yeah, you know, my son, our firstborn, he gave me a ride for my money. And so being that he was strong-willed, I was always second guess, was I being too strict, not strict enough? Yeah.
Because they push, those strong-willed, they push the border. They know where the border is.
Yeah, they're leaders.
They know where the line is drawn, and they just keep pushing that.
That's right.
So how did you reel him in?
Well,
or did you?
Yeah, right. Still, no. Definitely my faith, right? I leaned a lot into my faith.
Very good.
And so that was kind of the instruction manual for me on how to just see him the way God saw him.
Yes.
Right? I had to shift my focus from him being, what we call, I'm probably dating myself, hard-headed.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
But that this is, God made him that way.
Yeah.
Specifically, he was perfect for me. So all of even my weaknesses as well as my strengths were perfect for my son. And then just to call out what he was. God put that strong-willed spirit in him because he's a leader. And so I had to really kind of shift.
Oh my gosh.
My perspective.
I hope so many mothers hear that, because that is a challenge.
It's very much.
Because you want them to follow the rules. So we teach them what consequences lead to.
Yes, that's right.
Consequences,
that's exactly right.
Consequences follow. Yeah, when you have a strong-willed child.
Yeah,
because they negotiate.
Right. Oh yeah.
What's his negotiation skills?
Or they will just do it and risk whatever the consequences are.
Yes. We ask for forgiveness afterwards.
That's exactly right. Exactly right. Do the crime and then ask for forgiveness afterwards.
So how did you learn that this is the road that you have to take and navigate your way through that? Because clearly, when you have a strong-willed child and they're out with other children, you're just like, why can't my child be normal?
Yeah, and I said that a lot. Yeah, in fact, he cried the whole, not first week, but the whole year of dropping him off at his preschool.
Yeah.
All the other kids, after a day, they were happy with me, and no, not my child. And so I had a dear friend, so I think friends are really good. Other mother friends, community,
we talk
absolutely.
About that. You build that too.
That's exactly right. Who had experience with having their own strong-willed child. I gleaned a lot of wisdom from that, for sure. Staying on my knees in prayer, asking God for discernment, because your child is different and responds different, right?
What was their passion? Was it sports, writing? What was their passion?
He loved anything to do with building. So he loves, and to this day, that's what he's pursuing, engineering.
Yeah.
So he loved doing things like that. So I would always try to find things that allowed him, to be able to do that. He also loves music. He could listen to music all day. Yeah. So those were kind of some of his.
So one of the things I've learned in that, why I asked you that, because you have to find their passion and then use that as the means to motivation and weaning them, right? You've got to use that. So you created a ministry. What was that? What's the name of your ministry?
Yeah, the ministry that I have is called Love on You Mommy Ministry. It's a mouthful.
Yeah,
and so we usually reference it as LOM, which stands for Love on You Mommy Ministry. It is my passion. Yeah. It is my calling. In fact, just that when I spoke about feeling, lonely, not feeling like I had that support system, and certainly not feeling like I was a good enough mom, is the genesis what birthed Love on You Mommy Ministry. Because God began to show me that if you're feeling this way, think about how many other moms feel like you. Yeah. And so it really made that misery that I was kind of experiencing my ministry. Yeah. And I wouldn't change it for the world.
And when you're walking through that, you feel so isolated.
Right.
Because you're comparing yourself to other moms whose children are so well behaved, follow the rules.
Preach. Exactly.
And so for you launching this, you were able to take yourself out of your comfort zone to help other moms who were in the same uncomfortable position you were in. How did you draw them?
Yeah, well, we started Love on You Mommy Ministry in our home.
Nice. Safe place.
That's exactly right. Yeah, and so I would started out hosting an event around Christmas time because I knew that's a very stressful time for moms. Exactly, it is. We're trying to get all the gifts for the kids. We're going to all the class Christmas parties, or even planning them, doing the Christmas picture. The list goes on and on. Right, all the stress.
And if you're at that time. There's always volunteering parents,
Absolutely.
volunteering moms for the various things, right?
And I'm always saying, why did I volunteer for that? You already know.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
And if you're the mom that volunteers, the teacher seeks you out. You don't have to seek her out. She's seeking you out because she knows, I can rely on you.
Yes, that's exactly right. But yeah, so that's kind of what happened. I just said, you know what? I'm going to invite them to our home at Christmas time so that they can have just, if nothing but a couple of hours of them getting their cups filled, not having any expectations, but you showing up, right, and getting loved on.
I can understand the scripture that you chose now.
Yes, absolutely. Isaiah 62 and 3. So that is kind of the basis of everything that we believe and that we try to instill in the moms. Yeah.
So you don't do this just locally. You do this, what's what I'm looking for? Geographically,
yes,
too.
Nationally. Yeah, we also, now that God has grown us, we have a virtual Bible study that we do in the spring and the fall.
Nice.
And that allows us to kind of reach moms that are within our proximity. Yeah. And I actually started that during COVID because a lot of moms were struggling during COVID because they were not only moms, but they were